So good morning everyone. Today I am going to discuss the hydroxide, oxacid, tribasic acid, monobasic, monoacidic alkali. In the previous video lecture I have discussed dibasic and monobasics. So on the basis of molecular composition of acid, hydroxides, acids containing hydrogen and non-metallic element other than oxygen. So hydroxide, acid containing hydrogen and non-metallic element other than oxygen. As for example, HCl, HBr, HI, etc. Okay. So oxyacids, acids having hydrogens, one non-metals and oxygen. As for example, H2SO4, HNO3. Okay. So on the basis of molecular composition of acid, we get hydroxides. Hydroxide means acid containing hydrogen and non-metallic elements other than oxygen, HCl, HBr, HI. Oxyacid, acids having hydrogens, one non-metals and oxygen. As for example, H2SO4, HNO3. Tribasic acid ionizes in aqueous solution. Tribasic acid ionizes in aqueous solutions to give 3H plus ions per molecule of acids. Basicity is 3. So tribasic acid. Tribasic acids in aqueous solution ionizes in aqueous solution to give 3H plus ions. Gives 3H plus ions per molecule of acid. Basicity is 3. So tribasic acid ionizes in aqueous solution to give 3H plus ions per molecule of acids. H3PO4 plus water, you get H2PO4 minus first step plus H2 positive step 1. Again H2PO4 minus, again reacts with water, HPO4 2 minus, again produce hydronium ion step 2. So HPO4 2 minus, again react with water, give PO4 3 minus. So in step 3, so it loses 3H plus ions. Okay, so tribasic acid. So I have discussed monobasic, dibasic, tribasic and also hydroxide and oxyacids. Now come to monoacidic alkali or base. Monoacidic alkali or base. Acidity is 1. Ionizes in aqueous solution to produce 1 OH minus per molecule of the base. Acidity is 1. Ionizes in aqueous solution to produce 1 OH minus molecule of the base. As for sodium hydroxide, it gives Na plus plus OH minus. It should be Na plus, not NH plus. By mistake it has been written as a NH plus. It should be Na plus because it has been done in Kendro structure. So that's why, okay, I rectify it. Na okay. Okay, so Na plus OH minus. So Na plus OH minus. Okay, so acidity is 1. Ionizes in aqueous solution to produce 1 OH minus per molecule of this base. So Na plus OH minus. Diacidic, acidity is 2. Ionizes in aqueous solution to produce 2 OH minus and per molecule of the base. Calcium 2 plus plus 2 OH minus. Now degree of dissociation or ionization. Okay, the degree of dissociation of an electrolyte is the fraction of 1 mole of the electrolyte that dissociate under given conditions. Degree of dissociation of an electrolyte is the fraction of 1 mole of electrolyte that dissociate under given conditions. So degree of dissociation denoted by alpha. Alpha equals to number of moles of dissociated, number of moles dissociated by number of moles taken initially. Okay, so factors on which degree of dissociation depends. Number 1, dilution, alpha proportional to root V square root of volume. So on dilution, degree of dissociation increases, directly proportional. Number 2, temperature. On increasing temperature, degree of dissociation increases due to more number of ions produced. As temperature increases, number of ions produced more, so that's why alpha increases. Nature of electrolyte. For strong electrolyte, degree of dissociation is 100%, but in weak electrolyte it is very much less due to poor dissociation. Nature of solvent. If dielectric constant mu increases, then degree of dissociation also increases. Mu water 81, mu D2O 79, and mu benzene 2.5. Number 5, mixing of ions, that is common ion effect. Ammonium hydroxide gets dissociated into ammonium ions plus OH minus ions. So on mixing ammonium chloride, that dissociated into ions as ammonium ions plus Cl minus. So both NH4 plus and NH4 plus is the common ions. So NH4 OH dissociated into ammonium ions, NH4 plus, 4 should be subscript, and ammonium chloride, it should be NH4 plus. So both here, due to the common ions, degree of dissociation greatly suppressed or reduced. Next, move on. Due to mixing of common ions, the concentration of NH4 plus so concentration of NH4 plus increases, therefore equilibrium will shift to backward directions, that is degree of ionization decreases. Due to mixing of common ion, the concentration of ammonium ion increases, therefore equilibrium will shift to the backward directions, that is degree of ionization decreases. Odd ion effect. So ammonium hydroxide dissociated into ammonium ions plus OH minus ions. On mixing HCl, what will happen? HCl gets dissociated into H plus plus Cl minus. Due to mixing of odd ion, concentration of OH minus will decrease due to mixing of odd ion. Ammonium ions, here H plus ion, this is the odd ions. So due to mixing of odd ion, concentration of OH minus will decrease, that is equilibrium will shift forward direction, so degree of dissociation will increase. So degree of dissociation will increase. Now Ostwald dilution law of weak binary electrolyte. Okay, Ostwald dilution law for weak binary electrolyte. Consider a weak electrolyte binary AB that dissociate into water as in the right hand side. As concentration increases, degree of dissociation also decreases. Concentration increases, degree of dissociation decreases. How? Suppose AB as an electrolyte will dissociate A plus plus B minus. Initial concentration C, before dissociation 0 0. Concentration at equilibrium C 1 minus alpha, C alpha, C alpha. Okay. Now dissociation constant or ionization constant, we know product molar concentration by reactant. So molar concentration of A plus, molar concentration of B minus by molar concentration of AB. Putting the value C alpha into C alpha by C into 1 minus alpha, C alpha square by C 1 minus alpha, because 1 C cancel out. Okay, so 1 minus alpha equals to 1, so K dissociation or Ki equals to alpha square C. So alpha equals to root Ki by C or K dissociation by C. So alpha inversely proportional to concentration. So alpha inversely proportional to square root of concentrations. It should be square. Okay, root. So alpha inversely proportional to square root of concentrations. If concentration increases, alpha decreases. Okay. So from this derivations, it is clear that for a weak binary electrolyte at infinite dilution, so degree of dissociation is inversely proportional to the square root of concentration. For a weak binary electrolyte at infinite dilution, keep in mind. Now limitations of Ostwald dilution law. It is not applicable for strong electrolyte. It is not applicable for strong electrolyte. It is not applicable for saturated solution. It is not applicable for strong electrolyte. It is not applicable for saturated solution. Strength of acid and base. Okay. So now come to strength of acid and base. Strength of acid or base depends on the extent of its ionization. Strength of acid or base depends on extent of its ionization. Hence, equilibrium constant Ka or Kb respectively for the following equilibria give a quantitative measurement of the strength of acid or base. The larger the value of Ka or Kb, the more complete the ionization, higher the concentration of hydronium ions or OH minus ions, and stronger is the acid or base. How? If we consider HA which react with water, we get hydronium ions plus A minus. If B reacts with water, you get BH plus OH minus ions. Now for these two reactions, if you find out the dissociation constant or Ka, H3O positive, molar concentration of H3O positive into molar concentration of A minus by molar concentration of HA. Here molar concentration of Kb equals to molar concentration of BH plus into molar concentration of OH minus by molar concentration of B. Water is a solvent. Okay, so in this way we get find out the exact strength of acid and base, that is Ka and Kb. Now most important theory, Arrhenius concept of acid and base. So according to Arrhenius, what is the definition of acid and base? So in 1884 Arrhenius gave a theory called Arrhenius concept to explain the ionization of the strong and weak electrolyte in water. According to Arrhenius concept, an acid is a compound which gives free hydrogen ion when dissolved in water. So according to Arrhenius, an acid is a compound which gives free hydrogen ion when dissolved in water. So acid gives free H plus ions when dissolved in water. That is the Arrhenius theory regarding the definition of acid. Next, move on. As for example, HX. Hello, X means halogen. HX aqueous plus water liquid, you get H3 positive aqueous plus X minus aqueous. So a base proton that is H plus is very reactive and cannot exist freely in aqueous solutions. Actually, according to Arrhenius, H plus doesn't exist. Rather, it will exist as a hydronium ion, H3O positive. Okay, so that's why the H plus is very reactive and cannot exist freely in the aqueous solutions. Thus, it bonds to the oxygen atom of the solvent water molecules to give trigonal pyramidal hydronium ion H3O positive. H plus ions does this to disperse its charge density as it is very high due to high charge density. After forming H3O positive, it becomes relatively more stable. So after formation of hydronium ions, it becomes relatively more stable. Similarly, according to Arrhenius concept, a base is a compound which gives free hydroxyl ions. So a base is a compound which gives free hydroxyl ions when dissolved in water. So according to Arrhenius, he defined acid and base. Base is a compound which gives the free hydroxyl ions when dissolved in water. Again, MOH gets dissociated M plus OH minus aqueous. Okay, so the hydroxyl ion also exists in the hydrated form in aqueous solutions. OH minus actually hydrated form exists in hydrated form, like H plus also hydronium ions. Okay, so that is the main postulates of the Arrhenius theory. But what are the drawbacks or limitation of the Arrhenius theory? Number one, limited to aqueous solution only. Okay, so Arrhenius theory only applicable for aqueous solution. This concept is limited only to aqueous solutions of the compound. In its absence, it is unable to explain the acidic or basic character of the substance. So in its absence, it is unable to explain the acidic or basic character of the substance. Number two, nature of hydrogen ion in aqueous solution. Nature of hydrogen ion in aqueous solution. According to Arrhenius, acid gives H plus ions in aqueous solution, but recent research have shown that H plus ions in acid solutions doesn't exist as such, but it gets hydrated or attracted to water molecules to form hydronium ions. Okay, So H plus water, hydronium ions. Number 3, acid and base without H plus and OH minus ions. There are number of substances like carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, sulfur trioxide, etc., which do not contain any hydrogen but still are acid. Similarly, the substances like ammonia, sodium carbonate, calcium oxide do not contain any hydroxyl group but are known to be basic. So Arrhenius was unable to explain this. So that these are the limitations or drawbacks of the Arrhenius theory, which was not explained by the Arrhenius. Okay. Now come to another important theory, Bronsted-Lowry acid-base theory. So Bronsted-Lowry acid-base theory, according to Bronsted, a Danish chemist, and Lowry, an English chemist, proposed this concept simultaneously and independently in 1923. According to them, an acid is a substance within first bracket molecule or ion which has a tendency to donate proton, and base is a substance molecular ion which has a tendency to accept proton. Thus, an acid is proton donor species and base is a proton acceptor species. So Bronsted and Lowry, both of them proposed in 1923 an acid is a substance molecular ion which has a tendency to donate proton. So acid that a substance which donate a proton, and base is a substance maybe molecular ion which has a tendency to accept proton. Thus an acid is a proton donor species and base is a proton acceptor species. So that is the Bronsted-Lowry acid-base concept. So according to Arrhenius, acid-base nothing but acid means gives H plus ions in aqueous solutions, base means gives OH minus in aqueous solution. But and there are so many limitations in Arrhenius theory, but according to Bronsted-Lowry concept, acid is a substance which donate protons and base is a substance which has a tendency to accept a proton. So acid is a proton donor species and base is a proton acceptor species. So that is the definition of acid base according to Bronsted-Lowry acid base concept. Next, move on. Now NH4 plus acts as a Bronsted acid. Ammonium ions acts as a Bronsted acid while OH minus ions acted as a Bronsted base. The acid base pair that differs only by one proton is called a conjugate acid base pair. So the acid base pair that differs only by one proton is called conjugate acid base pair. Therefore, OH minus ion is called the conjugate base of an acid. Water and ammonium ions is called conjugate acid of base ammonium. So OH minus is called the conjugate base of an acid water, and ammonium ion is called conjugate acid of base ammonia. If Bronsted acid is a strong acid, then its conjugate base is weak base. If Bronsted acid is strong acid, then its conjugate base is a weak base, and vice versa. It may be noted that conjugate acid has an extra proton and each conjugate base has one less proton. Now look, consider the example of dissolution of ammonia in water represented by the following equations. Here ammonia in aqueous solution acts as a base, water acts as a acid. What will happen? Ammonia becomes NH4 plus aqueous conjugate acid, OH minus becomes from water OH minus conjugate base. So ammonia add protons become NH4 plus conjugate acid. Okay, water lose proton becomes OH minus ions conjugate base. So water acid, its conjugate base is OH minus. NH3 base, its conjugate acid is ammonium plus. So that is the Bronsted-Lowry acid base concept. Okay. So next, consider the another examples of ionization of hydrochloric acid in water. HCl in water acts as an acid by donating a proton to water molecules which acts as a base. So it can be seen in the above equation that water acts as a base because it accepts the proton. The species H3O positive is produced when water accepts a proton from HCl. So Cl minus is a conjugate base of HCl and HCl is the conjugate acid of base Cl minus. Similarly, water is a conjugate base of an acid H3 positive and H3 positive is a conjugate acid of base water. Okay. So it can be seen that in the above equation that water acts as a base because it accepts the proton. The species hydronium is produced when water accepts a proton from HCl. Here you see, look, HCl acid water base. Now what will happen? HCl loses one protons, become Cl minus. So HCl acts as acid, conjugate base is Cl minus. Again water acts as a base which accepts a proton, becomes hydronium ions. So what will happen? Hydronium ions is the conjugate acid of water. Okay, so that is the another example of Bronsted-Lowry acid base concept. Now the another important definition, amphoteric. So amphoteric nature. So amphoteric nature means acts as a both acid and base. It is a substances that can act as a acid as well as base. So it is a substances that can act as a acid as well as base. How? HCl plus water, you get hydronium ion plus Cl minus. Okay, here water acts as acid. Again ammonia plus water, here water acts as a base because we get ammonium ion plus OH minus ions. So in this example here water acts as a behave as a amphoteric because both acts as a acid and base. You should remember. Okay. Now leveling solvent. Leveling solvent. In water solvent, mineral acids appear to be equally strong because of their complete ionizations. Water is called here a leveling solvent because it levels all the acids to the same strength. So what I told you, amphoteric means when the substance can act as acid and base. Okay. Now HCl plus water, you get hydronium ions plus Cl minus. Similarly, ammonia plus water, you get ammonium plus OH minus ions. So here water acts as a both acid and base. Okay. Now come to leveling solvent. So in water solvent, mineral acids appear to be equally strong. Mineral acids appear to be equally strong because of their complete ionizations. Water is called here a leveling solvent because it levels all the acids to the same strength. Why? Because water levels all the acids to the same strength. So in water solvent, mineral acids appear to be equally strong because of their complete ionizations. Water is called leveling solvent. Here water acts as a leveling solvent. Why? Because it levels all the acid to the same strength. That is very important. Okay, water levels all the acids to the same strength. How? Look. If instead of water solvent, if you took mineral acids in pure acetic acid solvent, which is poor proton acceptor as compared to water. If instead of water solvent, if you take mineral acid in pure acetic acid solvent, which is poor proton acceptor as compared to water, it is found acid becomes weak and can be differentiated. How? Acid HCl plus acetic acid base. So you know you get what will get CH3COOH2 plus Cl minus. Here HCl acts as acid, acetic acid acts as a base. So in the right hand side example, acetic acid and Cl minus both compete for protons and the former both compete for the protons, both demands the protons, and the former being a poor proton acceptor does it much less effectively than water. Thus HCl is acetic acid. HCl in acetic acid solvent appears to be much weaker acid than water. Okay, so HCl in acetic acid medium acts as a weak acid than water. So HCl acts as a strong acid in water medium, but acts as a weak acid in acidic acid medium. So in the right hand side, acidic acid and Cl- ions both compete for protons, and the former being a proton donor acceptor does it much less effectively than water. The Cl- HCl is acidic acid solvent appears to be much weaker acid than that in water. So mineral acids in acidic acid solvent follow the order of their strength. Mineral acid in acidic acid solvent. When you consider acidic acid as a solvent, then the order of mineral acid will be nitric acid less than HCl, less than H2SO4, less than HBr, less than HClO4. So a weak base like acetamide or acetanilide in aqueous medium cannot be titrated with acid. If, however, the weak base is taken in glacial acidic acid solvent, the former behaves as a strong base and can be titrated. This is because acidic acid, which acts as a better proton donor, exerts a leveling effect on the base. So a weaker base like acetamide or acetanilide in aqueous medium cannot be titrated with acids. If, however, the weak base is taken in glacial acidic acid solvent, the former behave as a strong base and can be titrated. This is because acidic acid, which acts as a better proton donor, exert leveling effect on the base. Okay. So these are the species corresponding conjugated acid, conjugate base. Water, if you are asked what is the conjugate acid of water, H2 positive, conjugate base OH minus. Similarly, HCO3 minus, H2CO3, CO3 minus, HSO4, H2SO4, SO4 2 minus, ammonia, conjugate acid NH4 plus, conjugate base NH2 minus. Okay. Now limitations or drawbacks of the Bronsted-Lowry concept. Okay. So it fails to explain what the substance like AlCl3, BF3 and SnCl2. So it fails to explain the substance like AlCl3, BF3, SnCl2, etc. behave as an acid, although they do not contain any hydrogen. And hence cannot give a proton. Acidic oxides such as anhydrous carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, sulfur trioxides can neutralize basic oxide like calcium oxides and barium oxides even in the absence of solvent. So these are the drawbacks or limitation of Bronsted-Lowry concept. Okay. So it fails to explain substance like AlCl3, BF3, SnCl2 behave as acids, although they do not contain any hydrogens, hence cannot give a proton. Acidic oxides such as CO2, SO2, SO3 can neutralize basic oxide like CO, barium oxides. Now another theory, very important theory, Lewis acid and base. So G.N. Lewis gave a new concept in 1923 which eliminated the necessity of a proton. So Lewis gave a new concept in 1923 which eliminated the necessity of a proton. The acid and base may be defined as follows. Acid is a substance which can accept a pair of electrons, and acid is a substance which can accept a pair of electrons, while base is a substance which can donate a pair of electrons. So acid is a substance which can accept a pair of electrons, while base is a substance which can donate a pair of electrons. This concept is also called electronic concept, according to which a Lewis base donates an electron pair to be accepted by Lewis acid. So two get linked to each other by coordinate bond. Okay. So according to Lewis concept, acid is a substance which can accept a pair of electrons, while base is a substance which can donate a pair of electrons. So Lewis base donates an electron pair to be accepted by Lewis base, and the two get linked to each other by coordinate bonds. Okay. So donor and acceptor. Donor must have availability of lone pair of electron, acceptor must have vacant orbitals so that it can accommodate the electrons. So acid accepts a pair of electrons, base donates of pair of electrons. So that is the acid base theory according to Lewis acid base concept. Next, move on. Okay. Types of Lewis base. Neutral molecule with at least one lone pair of electron which they can easily donate. So neutral molecule ammonia, neutral molecule possess one lone pair of electron. RNH2 also possess one lone pair of electron. ROH, alcohol, alkyl or aryl group. OH possess lone pair of electron. Water possess lone pair of electrons. Okay, so these are the neutral molecules. Similarly, negatively charged ions or anions, negatively charged on ions or anions, F minus, Cl minus, Br minus, OH minus, Cn minus. This is also okay, Lewis base. Here BF3 plus NH3, that is BF3 dot NH3 adapt. Electron deficient species like LCl3, cobalt 3 plus, magnesium 2 plus, etc. can act as a Lewis acids, accept protons, while species like water, ammonia, OH minus, which can donate a pair of electrons, can act as a base. Okay, so nitrogen donates lone pair of electron towards the boron because boron has a vacant p orbitals. Now types of Lewis acids. Molecules in which the central atom has incomplete octet. So types of Lewis acids, molecules in which the central atom has incomplete octet, LCl3, BF3, FeCl3. Number 2, simple cations. Most of the cations of D block in general are Lewis acids because they are deficient in electrons. As for examples, Ag plus, copper 2 plus, Fe3 plus. How? Ag plus Lewis acid, twice NH3 Lewis base, you get H3N bond, coordinate bond, silver, coordinate bond, ammonia. Molecules in which the central atom of P block has empty d orbitals. This molecule can accept electron pair to be kept their empty orbital, SnCl4, SiF4, etc. SiF4 Lewis acid, okay, plus 2m minus Lewis base, you get SiF6 minus. So in which the central atom P block has empty d orbitals. Okay, so empty d orbitals like SiF4 and 2f minus Lewis base, Lewis acids, you get SiF6. Molecules in which atoms of different electronegativity are linked by multiple bonds. As for example, CO behaves as a Lewis acid because oxygen atoms are more electronegative than carbon. Therefore, carbon atom becomes electron deficient like this way. Due to the more electronegative, electron pair goes to the oxygen atoms. That's why carbon bears positive charge, oxygen possesses negative charge. Now, limitation of Lewis concept. It fails to assign the strength of acid and base. It fails to assign the strength of acid and base. According to this concept, acid-base reactions should be accompanied by the formation of dative bonds. According to this concept, the acid-base reactions should be accompanied by the formation of dative bond, but no such bonds are formed when acids like HCl, H2SO4, nitric acid, etc. react with NOH and KOH. Acid-base reactions are usually fast, but the formation of dative bond, we have already discussed in coordinate bond, dative bond, why it is called dative bonds, is slow process. 4. Catalytic property of the acid is due to H plus ions furnished by them, but the Lewis concept doesn't permit any such property. So what are the limitations? It fails to assign the strength of acid and base. According to this concept, acid-base reactions should be accompanied by the formation of dative bonds, but no such bonds are formed when acids like HCl, H2SO4, nitric acid, etc. react with NOH or KOH. Acid-base reactions are usually fast, but the formation of dative bond is slow process. Catalytic property of the acid is due to H plus ions. Catalytic property of acids is due to H plus ions furnished by them, but the Lewis concept doesn't permit any such property. Catalytic property of the acid is due to H plus ions furnished by them, but the Lewis concept doesn't permit any such property. So these are the drawbacks or limitation of Lewis concept, very important. Okay, so I hope you are enjoying this video. Thanks for watching this video.